Hey everybody, this is Tell the Truth Sports Radio. I'm your host, Ron Fitch, and I want to talk about the NBA playoffs recap. This it was a very interesting, it's been a very interesting playoffs. The NBA got what they wanted. You're getting the New York Knicks, the big market, everybody, all the celebrities are going to be there. The passion, the guard rocks is crazy against their nemesis from years, Indiana. The Hicks from Indiana, which, the New Yorkers probably call them that, but you're talking about they're like the villains. You have Haliburton, who's taken on the role of Reggie Miller. They beat him last year, beat him up in game 7. Knicks are hurt. They're healthy. They got new guys. Indiana's playing really good. The Knicks destroyed Boston, who prayers up for Jason Tatum to be healthy again. And they really beat Boston. And what they did, and this was the key to the whole series. Every time Boston beat New York, New York was down 20 twice. They come back when they got destroyed in game 3, won game 4 because they really paid attention to detail, played better defense. One game they got beat up in game 5 because the key, it wasn't just Tatum Brown. The key to this entire series was chasing Derek White off that 3-point line. He's the guy that can make a 2-point lead to a 20-point lead. He was a key. And usually he's a better driver, but he just looked like he was sold out on just shooting threes. Once you challenged him and got in his face, it kind of discombobulated him. Now, definitely without Jason Tatum, and the Knicks have a game in their back, a game where they have a chance to look at Boston without Tatum. Now they can make the proper adjustment. They did. And he had 8 points, 3 of 11, and they were contested shots. I mean, 2 of 8 from 3. They were contested shots. That was huge. They didn't let Cornette go crazy. Holiday was hurting. I wonder if age is caught up to Holiday because he looked just a step slow in the series. And they made Brown a volume shooter. He was 8 of 23 of 9 because he was the guy. They didn't have that second guy. And Pritchard had 11, so they didn't go crazy. The key for New York, though, is Brunson made sure everybody ate. And Ojanobi had 23. Bridges had 22, but Towns a forceful 21 points. He was 1 of 6 or 3, but it didn't matter. He was inside. He played with force. And Hart is always Hart. He'll get an intangible score. He's plus 24. I should tell you all that you need to know. 10 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. He's the guy that makes things go. And Deuce was making some jump shots. Okay. They 2 out of 5. He had 10 points, so he was good. And Mitchell Robinson is plus 20 because he gives you force inside. So the Knicks are moving on, playing Indiana, who's rested, beating up a depleted Cleveland team. They were similar to like Minnesota beating a depleted Golden State team, but they did what they had to do. Injuries happen in the playoffs. And when the other team's depleted, you take advantage of it, you move on. And that's what they did. And they're moving on to a healthy Knicks team this time. This matchup is about the point guards. I'm going to look at Jalen Brunson, Haliburton. It's not the points, but it's the impact. It is who plays better than who. Who can hit that big 3, fourth quarter tight game. Haliburton, he's looking for assists and points. And he's looking for that big hierarchy bomb of a 3. Brunson's just going to whether it's 3 or 2 or foul line, Brunson's just he's the best closer in the game right now. And he's looking to be the closer. But also what they did the last game, he's got to do this game. The Towns and Bridges and OGs have to bring it. And Towns got to give me 13. What is it? Let me see what he's got to give me 12 rebounds a game and 19. 19 and 12 is what Towns got to enforce. And he was trying hard on defense. And he made Brown and all the guards. He made them earn their buckets. And if he gets, they always do switches. He gets switched on Haliburton. His ability not to get in foul trouble, but to just make Haliburton drive to the basket instead of just getting a wide open three. I think that's going to be a key to this series. But the thing about Indiana is now, okay, we just got to stop Haliburton. The biggest pain in the neck on that team is Siakam. He has a championship. He outplayed Draymond Green in the 2019 NBA Finals. He's got a good mid range. Everybody else is 3-point shooters. Nesmith and all the other players on their team. Nesmith and Nimhard. Nesmith hits some big, especially if he's open in the corner. If you're giving him a corner three, he's making it. And Nesmith has been good defensively too because he's a big, strong guy. But what they do, their ball movement type of system is not usual pick and roll, drive the basket, kick out for three, shoot the open three. It's more of a really good ball movement because Carlisle's a terrific coach. And Carlisle's, and just is more of challenge for defense. So the Knicks' help defense and the ability to grab rebounds are going to be real important. Miles Turner and Karl Towns, check that out. Check that rebounding and how does Miles Turner play in this series? Miles Turner will shoot threes too. And the bench is big. McConnell, he thinks he's Allen Iverson. He's a very good backup, but he sometimes thinks he's one of the best guards in the league. He's good to have confidence, but I can tell he plays with almost too much confidence where he tries to do things he can't do. Good player, very aggressive. You can't let former Nick Obi Toppin go off. But Mathurin is a sneaky, dangerous guy. But Deuce McBride and all the Knick bench players, and now play pressures on Choa, please. Give them some minutes. They're going to need that. The Guardians going to be rocking. I got the Knicks in 7, but if it's 3-2 Pacers going to close them out at 6. You're not going to see a lot of that. Knicks guys somehow just going to be super close, back and forth. They have to play there. No more. You can't get down 20 on Indiana. You're not coming back on Indiana. So you can make better starts like you did in game 6 against the Celtics. You got to somehow get this to 7. If they get to 7, they're going to take their business. It's not going to be the memory of last year will kick in. Now, I tell you, OKC looked powerful. They overwhelmed the Nuggets. And what happened, the Nuggets were up 5 in the first quarter, and OKC looked nervous and looked like they did in game 6. Jalen Williams, every time he played bad, Denver won. So it's 3-3, 3 games he played good, OKC won. He started to percolate. That was a problem. And he ended up with 24 points. Shake SGA with 35. You know what he's going to do. But his 3 was really off. Sometimes his 3 is one shot off his 3 was only 3 or 4. A big key, of course, was Hartenstein Holmgren double teaming Joker. The biggest key was Alex Caruso. It was his defense. It was the steals. They're the best team in the NBA as far as challenging the passing lane. Whoever comes out of the East, if OKC does what I think they're going to do, and Indiana and New York is staring at OKC, you better be crisp with your passes. That's why I believe they're going to beat Minnesota. Minnesota like I said, they beat a zesty Laker team. And they beat a team without Steph Curry or Gold State. And I believe it's good. As Minnesota played, Julian Randle's really playing his best basketball. I believe with Steph Curry, they took out the Timberwolves at 6. But the Timberwolves, hey, Steph Curry got hurt. They went out and took care of business. So I was very impressed. You and Ant-Man is great. You know what I love about this matchup? Ant-Man going against all those OK defenders. And OKC, you're talking about defenders. You get SGA with his long arms, Williams with his long arms, his reach. Even if you get switched with Holmgren with his great shot blocking, Caruso's one of their best defenders. I think one of the best defenders in the NBA is Lou Dort. He's strong, he moves his feet, he's agile, and he's physical. So Ant-Man can't use his strength on the drive against him. And Wiggins comes in and gives you good points. Wallace, sometimes Isaiah Joe, and the other Williams, the other Jalen Williams comes in and he gives you big man stats. He puts his big boy pants on and gets in there. He'll mix it up with Julius Randle. That's why I believe OKC will win in 5. Now, there's an Ant-Man factor. If he plows through these defenders and does what he could do, he's so great that could change things. But I would have to see the first 2 games in OKC. And I don't think it's OKC could walk into Minnesota and win. Could Minnesota walk in OKC and win? Maybe. But could Minnesota go to OKC at game 7 with the chance of playing the NBA Finals for the first time ever for the Minnesota franchise? Could he walk in there and take out all that talent of OKC? Ant-Man, and could Gobert just be a shot blocker and a roll to the basket? Alexander hit all his threes. And Julius Randle continue this going. Julius Randle could muscle hungry. I thought about that. But if they get Swisher, Hartenstein, and Williams, they can. They might be able to handle him. OKC is a tough matchup for everybody going forward. Denver was just Joker was so great, he pushed them to 7 because they had to pay so much attention to him. I wonder how this is. If Ant-Man can't be that same kind of have the same kind of impact, they're in a lot of trouble. And Conley's a little older, and he's solid. I'm putting Alexander on SGA, but the switches are so interesting. It's going to be coming down to, because I can't stand this switching, but they do it anyway. You switch off. It's SGA versus Gobert in the 4th quarter. Can Gobert stay with them? And he has a terrific ability to draw fouls. Is he going to draw those fouls? How's the refs going to call this? If it's not ticky-tack, a little more physical, and he's trying to draw that and he doesn't get it, how does that affect those KC? It's a great matchup because how great Ant-Man and my guy Naz Reid and Alexander, they're going to try to bring it in Randall, but just OKC with their defense. And Minnesota has a tendency to turn the ball over. They did against the Lakers. They shot too many threes. They didn't go inside as much. You can't do all that against OKC. You got everything. All your strengths have to be used or you get abused.